like I said, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. There's a couple of prereqs that I want to get through. First of all, I didn't want to make this video. I still don't want to make this video, but I think it's necessary, and I feel some type of duty to it. Two, because I am a Marine, Scout Sniper. I did that for 5 years. I taught ballistics classes. I know, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, at least a little bit. I'm not some rando out here. Three, it should be fair to assume that the FBI lies to us. I think everybody can agree on that. Given that, let's try to start this with no preconceived notion. Let's not presume anything. Let's not take them at their word on anything moving forward, specifically who the shooter is, where the shooter is, and anything from that angle. I would even go as far to say the round or the caliber of the round that the shooter was using. Also, I'm not going to touch on any of the inconsistencies of this case outside of the ballistics in the situation. There's a lot. There's so many inconsistencies, but this video is not for that. And so we're going to get into this real quick. First of all, there's 9 camera angles. We're only going to use 4 of them, and then I'm going to wrap back around to number 1 at the end. So as we dive into this, let me show you where these camera angles are first. This is cam 1 over there to the left. Obviously, Charlie Kirk is in the centerpiece. Let me get a mouse over here. Charlie Kirk is in the center over here. Cam 1 is over here. Cam 2 is here. Cam 3 is here. Cam 4 is here. And we will refer back to those as we go. They're not exact, but they should be very, very close. And then at the end, when we go back to camera 1, I'll pull up a line to show you possible distance and shot. All right, so we're going to go take a look at this. This is, I'm just doing all this inside of Final Cut to make it easier for everybody. This is camera angle 1. Camera angle 1 is, like I said, over here. Boom, camera angle 1 on Charlie's left side. I'm going to try to keep as much blood out of this as I can. No guarantees, so if you don't want to watch it, don't. But we're going to go frame by frame real quick. This footage is obviously a little bit grainy. It's not 1963. This ain't the grassy knoll, but at the same time, there's compression that happens on the internet, and so it's hard to find original 1, 2. Then everybody wants to screenshot it because it's not downloadable. Anyway, it is grainy, so even as it goes into Final Cut, it loses a little bit of it. So just halfway trust me that the video, let's roll. All right, so this is like I said, camera angle 1. Let me get to it. This is camera angle 1 as we go. This is camera angle 1 is, you can see the bullet before the frame before, right? So if we're looking right here, I don't know if you can see that on there, zoom in, you could say Zeb. That's just a fly flying by, or that's just a piece of dust specking up sunlight. And I could say, okay, that's fine. Let's take that. So here we have, this is a frame before it hits Charlie, right? 1 frame. This is 1 frame. Bing, bang, boom. This is a single frame. Bullet, Charlie. And you say, Zeb, how's that the bullet? He shot him from the rooftop straight in front of him. I said, well, let's come into this with no understanding of what the FBI told us. This is the bullet, right? And so we're going to follow up with some more of this here in a second. That's camera 1. Obviously, there's that angle. We're going to go into camera 2. Camera 2 is a little bit brutal, but we're going to look at it from this angle right here. This is Alex Jones pulled this. Camera 2 and camera 3 have very, very similar angles, but they're a little bit different. And so we go into camera 2. We're right here. Let's go. Oops. Let's go frame by frame. Obviously, this would be the frame where you see the bullet. This would be the frame that hits. And some people said this is hitting body armor, right? If he was hitting from the front, this would be a body armor shot. It's some type of plate, it looks like, possibly catching a shockwave or whatever. It's not the case. I'm going to demonstrate that here in a second. I actually have the mic on that he's using and a headset that I'm going to demonstrate exactly what happened. And so as we go, this is an exit wound in the neck. An entry wound doesn't cause that immediately. Then we're going to follow up with entry and exit wound here in a second. But as we go, you can see, you can barely faintly see this as we go back and forth. But we'll get a cleaner shot of that here in a half a second. That is the earpiece flying off. And then, yeah, I mean, like I said, if this was a straight on shot, it wouldn't create that kind of entry wound. I'm gonna pull this out. Hopefully y'all can hear me as I demonstrate. I'm gonna go to full screen. It's not his body armor. What it is his. So he has a mic. I have my mic. Let me make sure that audio is working. Yes. Okay, we're good. So I have my mic right here, and I have an earpiece. And Charlie Kirk has an earpiece in, and I'll demonstrate that here in a second in the camera 3. And so what he's done, and it's actually more comfortable. I give him this. I figured this one out. It's more comfortable to have it wrap around and pinch into a mic than it is to have it drape straight down, because it doesn't pull on you, right? It's loose up here. It's loose, right? I have my mic, and it wraps around the back of my head, and it comes here, and it comes across. And I'll demonstrate I'll show you exactly where it's at here. And it comes across. My shirt's a little bit tighter than his is, but the point remains the same. And that's why his mic is almost vertical in this frame, right? It's pinched up. It's not flat like most people wear it with the magnet. It's pinched because it's grabbing the cord. And so the cord is, I just had to unplug mine, but let's say he's got it tucked in right here. And he's sitting down, so it's kind of crunched up a little bit. And when it hits, it pops up, right? So you can see the cord is somewhat similar to where his is. Boom. There's your cord. It pulls from the shockwave, and it grabs the shirt and pulls it up. I'll explain that here in a second. And so this is the cord is running down through the neck. It pulls the collar up, and the shockwave pulls the rest of the cord with it. That's why it looks like it's a circle. Let me get situated. So that's why it's a circle. Hopefully y'all heard everything. And then it pulls up, right? And so when it pops, this probably pops off. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It's kind of irrelevant at this point, but it's just a little DJI mic. He probably has something extremely similar. All that being said, this is angle number 2, and this is what we are looking at right now. Like I said, this looks like body armor, but it doesn't, because it's the cord kind of catching the shock wave. We're going to roll into, I'm not going to let you watch the leak, but basically it's an open wound. That's an exit wound, not an entry. Entry doesn't do that. I would say it's a smaller caliber than a 30-06. A 30-06 would make a much bigger hole. I could probably pull up entry and exit wounds. Let me Google. Right, and so we're looking at something like this. You see, that's I mean, it's obviously not to scale, but this is what we're looking at, right? We have an exit wound. Let's call it 38, 53, 57, 9 mil, probably a 9 mil. I assumed when we were first breaking the story, I assumed it was a closer shot than, these are all pistol rounds, but something along the lines of a 38. They claim rifle. It sounds like a rifle. Doesn't sound like 30-06. Sounds like something smaller, maybe 5.56, maybe. I wouldn't think 7.62. 7.62 is a little bit deeper sound. But all that being said, kind of irrelevant what the actual caliber of the weapon was as we get into it. So we're going to go forward. That's camera 2. We're going to roll to camera 3. Camera 3 is a little bit better quality. We're going to go, like I said, boom, camera 3. This is where camera 3 is being shot from. Back. We're going to take a look at, this is camera 3 going in frame by frame. And so what you'll see is kind of the same thing, but a little bit different. So there's your quote unquote body armor that's not there. And then we're going to roll into, all right. First thing I want you to notice, and I didn't think anything of it the first time around. I want you to watch his earlobe as it goes. Right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's not a lot, but it's enough. And so then we go on. There's a piece that starts to fly back. This is another piece. I was assuming this was blood, but it's not blood. What this is that earpiece, the same earpiece that we were talking about a second ago. This is the same earpiece, right? I was watching this. Boom, boom. See, I thought it was going backwards. It was supposed to be flying away from him. It's flying towards him, right? That's because it's the earpiece. It's attached to him. So when he was hit, most likely, maybe not necessarily in the earpiece, maybe a little bit lower, maybe it hit the jaw. Anyway, the temporary cavity, it causes a temporary cavity. Maybe I can pull that up here. Let me pull up a temporary cavity since we're doing all this. This is a temporary cavity diagram. And so what we're looking at is probably an entry near near the base of the ear or the jaw, and then this would it's at an angle, right? So it's gonna what's called yaw inside. So especially if it hits bone, it's gonna be very, very unpredictable. And so what I'm talking about is the cavity would cause the cord to kind of where's my cord? The cord to kind of pull the shirt, right? And so this is exactly what we're looking at. It would cause the cord to pull the shirt, just like the cord, the wire sends signals. It's gonna catch any kind of reverberations, vibrations, and it's gonna throw itself. And that's exactly what you're seeing here, right? It's throwing itself, right? If you watch, comes out of the ear, goes around, pulls the shirt up, and pulls the rest of the cord with it at the same time, along with that mic that's got it pinned in, right? The mic's pinned in to the shirt or to the cord, wire, whatever you want to call it, irrelevant. Kind of throws itself there. There's your exit wound again, right? And so we're watching this earpiece get thrown. It pulls the shirt, and so there. So what I want you to notice is this exit wound, and there's blood on the shirt. Again, this is evidence too that this is an exit wound, not just because it's this, not just because it's about to gush, but also there's blood on the shirt. And you know, if you have an injury wound, it wouldn't have blood on the shirt going in. This doesn't make sense. Keep going. It kind of falls over. There's the rest of your earpiece right there behind him, and then goes. I'm not going to show you too much of that, but he starts bleeding after that. We're going to go to camera 4 here, just to let me make sure I got everything from there. Earpiece, extra body armor, angle same. All right, and we're going to go to camera angle 4. This camera angle 4 is probably the one that's getting most of the recognition here, or some variation of that. Right, this guy in the white hat. His name is Frank Turk. He put a statement out on Twitter. Maybe I'll find it and pull it up. It's kind of irrelevant. His name's Frank Turk. He's been around a long time. I followed him for a long time. I like a lot of his work. Go check him out if you don't mind. He's apologetics. Specifically his interview he did with Alex O'Connor. I really like that one. Anyway, Frank Turk, Alex O'Connor. This is Frank Turk. And what's getting a lot of traction here is not only are we going to look at the earpiece again, right? Earpiece flies off. Boom, 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 pulls it with it, and then there goes everything else. What we're going to look at here is a lot of people claiming this is a reflection. It's not a reflection, because of the bullet. It's not a reflection of the bullet. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because, well, the bullet's already there, right? The bullet's already there. There's one frame. It's already there. The reflection would be back towards, like, I don't even know, back towards, like, here somewhere. That doesn't even make sense. Right? If Frank's here, Cam 4 is here, Frank's here, it would be over here. Anyway, irrelevant to the point. We're going back to a Final Cut. All right, and this is, that just, like I said, it just doesn't make sense. Throw that one away. Throw that in the trash. Anybody says that. Are we going to move on back to camera angle 1 and then finish this up? This is camera angle 1, just pulled from a higher portion of the video, right? So if we're looking at this, the bullet is coming in from somewhere in this direction or somewhere in this direction, right? It has to float this way. If we're looking at bullet here, which I think we can confirm given everything else that we've seen. Where is it? Frame here. So if we're looking here, this is camera angle 1 on up. Let's assume this is a bullet. I think it's safe to say that that is the bullet, given this, given this, given this, given everything else. We can go back to Pixelmator Pro, take a look at this thing. And so we have this shot of Charlie Kirk, and then we have the bullet behind him. The bullet behind him is like right here in angle, somewhere in this vicinity. And so what we have to do is we can track that bullet. Boom. We can track about where that bullet is, give or take. And then we can follow that on here. And so this is what I'm going to show you. I think this is a muzzle flash. But I'm going to show you the problem that I have with it here in a second. Let's assume this is a muzzle flash, right? So look top, whoa, let me pull you up. So look top left up here. You see this white dot. I want you to see this white dot. It's a single frame. It's a single frame white dot. So we can go back, forward. It's a single frame. That's all it is, single frame. But that single frame is very coincidental, or that's a muzzle flash. And I'm willing to kind of throw it off as coincidental because we already have our answer to kind of direction of the bullet. It's quite literally not possible to do what was done from a straight on shot. It doesn't happen. And I would say there's not two shooters. I would say there's a single shooter. Anyway, given this is a muzzle flash, we're looking top left up here, guys. We go, we're going to count frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, 8 frames. 9, 10 is when he gets hit. So we're going to go 8 frames. It almost looks like a vapor trail here, but the problem is everything's so grainy, right? So if we're looking, we can do vapor trail later, but if we're looking here, vapor trail. I know there's a lot of movement there, so I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying if we're assuming, which I think we are, it's quite possible there is. Anyway, regardless, not really the point. So this is about 8 frames would put you at like 200 yards. The problem is 200 yards would put you way far away. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 80 meters right here. And so if we're looking at this, there's nowhere to have it. And so either there's something off with the frame, or it's just not a muzzle flash, which I'm perfectly fine with saying that it's not. Regardless of if it is or not, we still have basically confirmation he got shot from his right, exit out the left. If I had to guess, I would say he got hit at the base of the skull. I could use my skeleton. He got hit at the base of the skull here, probably, right? And so we're talking, this is immediate incapacitation. He didn't die from blood loss. He died instantly, which would mean it either hit spinal or the base of the brain, or either some portion of the brain that would take everything out. So what I'm saying is the FBI is lying. It's quite literally not possible for the shooter to have been on the roof that they claim he is, along with other inconsistencies across the board. So when we go, I want to look here. All right, one more time. This is most likely entry somewhere in this vicinity. It hits bone and it projects itself outward through the neck. Once it hits bone, it's unpredictable, right? And so we're also, if it's within like 150 yards, 150 yards, you have what's called a yaw, right? So if a bullet's flying, it's going to do like a circular motion. Well,
I believe, though, that Charlie was hit from the back side of his neck, right in here somewhere is where he was hit, and the bullet come out the front side of his neck. I will spare you the details. I've examined it thoroughly. The front is an exit wound. I've dealt with this when I was younger. 7 years working with some folks I don't even want to talk about. Also, law enforcement. I've seen a lot of people get shot. I know what the entrance and exit wounds look like. It's totally different. The front is clearly the exit wound, and that's why he bleeds so heavily. I am very surprised, though, but maybe because of his elevation is the reason no one actually got hit from the fragmentation of that bullet when it came out. That's a very fortunate thing. But nonetheless, he is shot from behind, and the guy in the white shirt, him holding that phone, is what's going to give us the evidence to this. By the way, when you are hit from a bullet, and I said this the other day, I'll say it again, there is a shock to the body. The muscles themselves will contract and react. That's why Charlie does this motion here. But if you'll notice, though, his head goes down. Typically, and it doesn't have to be, it's not a perfect science in this case here, but typically when a bullet strikes a person, the direction the bullet is traveling, especially if it's near the head, that's the way the head will go. So like if he got hit in the back of the neck, his head would go forward. If he was hit from the front, his head would go backwards. All right, it follows the trajectory of that bullet. And that's why you see him lean forward. So that is an exit wound. And I'm still not quite for sure the trajectory of this, but it appears to be that it is coming directly from behind him. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting, and this is where you're going to see this. The laser comes on only for just a fraction of a second. Okay, fraction of a second. This guy picks back up his phone. Let me make sure we're at a 25 frame, 25% of the speed of the frame, so that way I can get a hold of this and move this slowly. Now I want you to watch. You see reflections on his phone, right? Just from different things. It's actually even himself. You can see his own shirt and face reflect off of there, and he turns that phone just a little bit as he's going there. He's filming Charlie, just a little tight reflection there. Watch what happens now. We're going to get close here. Something's going to happen on the screen of the phone. Watch what happens. Now notice, it is perfectly, if you go directly straight up from Charlie's neck down to that phone, it is perfectly in line. Now I want to make it clear. This guy is not the shooter. He has nothing to do with it. He's actually, though, he's got the evidence that every police department needs to see, right? They're going to try to debunk it, but I guarantee you, I know what it is, right? Watch what happens. There it is. A laser strikes the lens. Now you see a double dot because you'll get that, just like the sunlight, right? When the sun catches the camera lens, sometimes it makes two images, but it's still the same sun. It's not two suns. It will go into a single dot, right? There it is. Watch this again. Now, if you'll notice, the dot travels up. It's going up, goes right off. Look at it. You can even see it barely on the corner of his phone. Okay, and then I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry. That particular is not a dot on the corner of the phone, so I don't want to say that. There, okay, it's not. Okay, it's not. So the dot is there. As that laser dot leaves this guy's phone, within a fraction of a second, Charlie's hit. Right there. Charlie's hit right at that very moment. And what is it? When a sniper is raising his gun up with the shot, that's the way you normally follow through with it. Now, being a long rifle or whatever, I don't necessarily know. I don't know if he was shot with a long gun. I don't know if he's in a concealment, if he's using a small gun or whatever, but nonetheless, he is using a laser, and it is undoubtedly, this is only my educated guess, I think he is using a near infrared laser at that 808, 850 nanometer light range here so that it's not visible to the public. That is military grade. Again, I'm going to back it up. See, again, there is that laser. It's on his phone, and it goes up. So that's the thing that we get on there. And sorry, I got a dog crying trying to get out of my office here. So, but uh, but that's exactly what happens there. It's right there. That laser goes up as soon as it leaves his phone. Within a split second, Charlie's hit right there. So it almost appears to be, I don't know if you can see this or not, it almost appears to be that maybe right there at the edge of his shirt there is the entry wound that hit him in the neck right there. Caught him in the neck there and followed through to the other side. Now, I haven't had a chance to examine that or not yet, but I do know.
So I'm going to start with this. The gun that you guys see, this is the person. I'm just going to get straight into it. This is the person that shot Charlie right here with the white t-shirt and what seems to be a cell phone and perhaps keys on his hands. This explains also why he went sideways when he got shot. He wasn't shot from a long distance. If he was a high-powered rifle, which, by the way, that's what the FBI is telling everyone. And when the FBI tells you something, guess what? That's not the truth. So that means they're involved in this. That's why when people were like, you should share this with those people. I'm not. This is the first thing I want to share with you guys. This guy in white and that woman that's next to him, those two people are involved and they have something to do. Like they're both related. They're definitely doing it. And I'm going to show you when he shoots that thing. This is why on the thumbnail you'll see, and this is what I want to show you next. This is what I want to show you next. So I'm going to go into this. Sorry, just 1 second. My window here is not showing me anything. This right here. So this right here, it says a hidden gun. This is from 9 years ago. American company creates lethal weapon in the form of a smartphone. Okay, this is what the dude is using. This is why, and he's got a silencer too. This is why no one understands that he's this dude. All right. So that's that basically. What happens when I close these windows? 1 second. Minimize. 1 second. I'm trying to see. All right. So either way, that's that. Then I'm going to show you now pictures, and at the end I'm going to show you the videos that show clearly the angle, okay? So that you understand what I'm showing you. And I'm going one by one again. I got to be careful with what I'm sharing. So this is the FBI telling everybody that it's a high-powered bolt-action rifle. If it was a high-powered rifle, dude, that dude would have had a massive hole in his neck. Massive. Anyone that hunts or anyone that shot anything from a long distance with a big rifle knows what I'm saying. And also the FBI never tells you the truth. I don't know if you guys know this. The FBI doesn't work for you. Okay, so there's that. 1 second. I'm going to close this window. What happens when I close them like that? Oh, right here. So that dude right next to the girl, you guys see them, right? Right here. That dude is the one that shoots, and this is the girl that's with him. Now, there's two people here on the actual inside of Charlie's security, and those two people are giving signs to others. And a lot of people think those are the people who shot. Nah, it was this dude right here, and this woman's with him as an accomplice. And you're gonna see why when you see the video. Okay, so there you go. You already saw it. Now I'm gonna share this one. Yeah. Okay, I want to show it again. I want you to understand this. He shot from this side. This dude is what shoots him. And that's why the hole goes like this and Charlie goes like this. And it's not a high-powered rifle. It's a shot from a close distance. This thing has it looks like a phone. But what I'm guessing too, because it's crazy when you see the dude shooting, and I'm going to show you the videos right now. When you see the dude shooting the thing, there's no way a person with just a gun can shoot like so. And by the way, he misses at first. There's no way a person that's there can just aim without looking through anything and just like get it perfectly done. I'm pretty sure that phone has a screen that is showing where exactly to shoot. So the bullet came again, this woman and this guy. These are the two people giving the signs, the ones that everyone right here. These are this guy and then the guy next to him and then this guy that's giving his back. These people are giving signs to that person, and you'll see it on the video. This is the person that shoots, and it shoots this way, and the bullet, what you're seeing, it's coming out of his neck. Okay, so I'm going to get into the videos now. I did not monetize this video to make sure that this was not going to get fucked. Now, in here, everyone is using this video to blame these guys and this guy. This guy. Look at him and look at this woman. That's the one that gets this shot done, okay? I'm going to make myself even smaller so that you can see more. I'm going to play it. And
so do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
He puts it down.
Too many.
Look at it. Then he brings it up again. He talks to someone. He gets a signal. He's going to pull out the phone again, and I'm sorry, you're going to have to see this. So it's going to be horrible. There you go. That's your sign. Go again.
Over the last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence.
What? You see how he... Did you guys see that? He tried at first and missed. Watch these hands.
Violence. Great.
That's perfect trajectory for the fucking bullet. Fuck, I hate that. Watch him again.
10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence.
Boom, boom, misses. Then he gets him. And you see how he reacts when he gets him too. Like he jumps. When he finally gets him, he jumps. Look at him.
Not counting gang violence.
He missed it. Shot. Instantly. The woman is there to cover exactly that phone, that it's a weapon. Let me share just my... Now, this is from the angle right next to that lady, to the actual accomplice. There's another lady that's filming this. This is that angle. And you're going to see how the bullet definitely comes from this side. Okay? Fuck, I'm shaking so much. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. Here we go. So they're there. Those dudes are making the signs. They're trying to make it look like this is him.
10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence. Great.
You see how you guys see the trajectory of the bullet, right?
Gang violence.
Side, boom. It's doing this. It's doing this. Let me remove the screen. I'm just going to play it one more time so you guys see it. She's right there next to them.
You know how many
She's crazy, the woman filming this.
Over the last 10 years.
No one has an idea. Dude's on his phone. See? Look at how close this woman is. And we don't see. She's behind these bars, just like next to those guys. The guy is somewhere around there with that woman. Somewhere around here. If you guys have footage of this side of the thing, there's the two people that did it together. Remove, putting myself there. And then, did I have another one? No, that's literally it. So there you have it. That's my case. Watch the video again. If you find it to be compelling and accurate, please share it with everyone. That's it. I'm so sorry that I'm sharing this with you guys. I apologize. And just remember, don't fight with others. This is done so that we all get this type of reaction and like start getting into conspiracies and shit that won't work for you at all. Just know these people, the government, the people in charge of everything are playing against you. They always are. You don't have a voice in anything that matters. It's just a big illusion. So don't fall for their bullshit. Those are the people that did it. That doesn't seem like just a regular whatever, and there's help within. And the fact that the FBI is going out and giving everybody and misleading everybody is what tells you who's covering up for this. So just know that. No civil war, no nothing. Guys, mind your business, mind your life. You don't know these people. Walk away. That's it. Okay? I love you all, motherfuckers. Take care.
This for you just for a moment. I want you to listen closely, and just for a moment, I'm not going to comment at first. Just listen. when the shot goes off. Listen carefully.
Great.
Okay. You hear that sound, like a clank sound almost. Now that is at half speed. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Sorry, going to speed it up to 0.75. You can still hear it pretty clearly, but I can control the imagery there. Let me kind of move Charlie up because I don't want people to see that. Listen again.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Great.
You notice that sound, right? Now, I want you to hear the sound of the shot when you're not standing close by Charlie. Listen to it now.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Great.
Little pop noise. You don't hear, listen again.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Great.
You hear a little bit of the echo, a pop sound, not, by the way, listen, they're saying that this guy that they're accusing of shooting Charlie had a 30-06. All right, a 30-06. Let's listen real quick to the sound of this gun here. Again, you're in an enclosed area. So the sound of a 30-06 in an enclosed area is going to have some definite sound. Most phones that video, though, they have sound suppressors, so they don't pick up very well. So it's kind of hard for me to find a good quality 30-06 sound. I've shot a 30-06 many times. I know what they sound like. But listen again to the actual gun that shoots Charlie. Listen.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Great.
Just a little pop sound, right? Now let's go back again, though, to the one that's right there where Charlie is at. Now I'm going to put it at regular speed so you can hear it at regular speed. Listen in and watch also the laser that pops off the guy's phone.
In America over the last 10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Great.
You hear that metal clank sound? It almost sounds to me if it's the receiver of a semi-automatic. That's what it sounds like. Listen to it again, and then we're going to play a 30-06.
How many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Great.
Again, you hear the clanking sound. All right, let's then take a look at the sound of a 30-06, what it sounds like. That is a 30-06. Nothing at all like this little sound.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Great.
That's a much smaller caliber. And what's really strange is when you listen to this, right? Now I'll take you to this is a German, East German Makarov that the guy shoots here. It does have a little bit of a clank sound. Whoops, sorry.
This is an East German Makarov. Some of the hardest milsurps to get of the Eastern Bloc, close to where the original Walther factory was, and that's very appropriate since the Makarov is more off the Walther PP. So let's fire this and try it out.
He shoots a lot, but just listen. Hear the clank? Interesting, isn't it? A clank sound, right? Now let's go back to where they're filming it at here and listen again.
Over the last 10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Great.
Hear the clank? We have, and I'll slow it down so it's easier for me to show you the laser itself. Okay? This case, it's okay. It's not going to hurt there because we're not going to see anything graphic. Watch what happens on the guy's phone. You can see his face, everything in there. There's the laser. First hits his phone. Scoots over. Goes, and actually you won't see it, but it's going to go right off the top of his phone. And as soon as it does, not long after, maybe a second, Charlie goes over. Now the guy is still filming, but here's what's fascinating. Let me play it again, and I want you to think about how, I'm going to put it 0.75. Think how close the camera guy is to the guy that's actually filming this.
Over the last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
He's extremely close.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great. In America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Safety team is here. I just heard them say the active shooter, Charlie Kirk, has been shot. Charlie Kirk got hit, is what the security detail just said.
Which one, sir?